Hi, you guys. Good morning. Okay. So I'm watching Sky News this morning. Sky News is like the people who support Donald Trump, very confused about certain things, right? So Sky News and we were watching this thing yesterday, and I wish I could get rid of this little screen right here. Because what's odd is it really looks like the Hunger Games. Like, it looks like a set. He doesn't even look like himself in this, just odd. Looks odd. They were saying that they're not even sure if that's him, if it's a hologram. I don't know. I don't know about that, but okay, so I don't know where he is. Maybe he's at a drive-in. And they're doing this blue background with these stars like this. Okay, so that's either, a replica of the original Constitution, but there's a couple of other flags that look like this with these stars in this pattern, and then there's a little crescent. I know you guys have seen what I'm talking about. So he comes out, there's all this music, I'm not even going to play it. And then they're not showing, this is empty, okay? I can't, I'm looking, there might be a person there, like but over here it looks very empty, right? Now they're going to look at the crowd, but look how they're cutting through the crowd. They're cutting from kind of underneath with people on top of cars. But they're not showing how far the crowd goes. Now, just from doing television, doing films out here, they can get, a bunch of people to, be not stand-ins necessarily, but, fill this. But it just doesn't look, when I see Donald Trump's rallies, I'm certain the people are there. I don't think it's fake. They're not obscuring their faces. They're not doing anything like that. These people are like right here, and it could have been, honestly, it could have been pre-filmed. I don't know about this. But the way the stage is, the way he ran out, the way his echoey voice, some people were claiming, and I'm not saying that I know for sure, I'm just pointing out things that I find to be odd about the situation. And Kamala Harris gives a speech, and her speech, again, most people think if they are in, and the media is calling it, but that doesn't mean it's true. It's just a bunch of actors. Just look at this as it's just acting, right? And Sky News is they're covering it and saying, like, there's something odd about what's going on. The voter fraud part has been proven again and again, so I just don't know why it's even contested. But this person right here, let's see what this person's name is, Sauceman777, says that if he didn't do what he signed by executive order, then he's a fool. Okay, so he had a patent, and when I click the patent, I can't, oh, here. Yesterday I couldn't get this. So this is a patent that Donald Trump had done. There's a provisional application. A voting system can use the security of blockchain and mail to provide a reliable voting system. And this was the inventors. The applicant is the United States Postal Service. And it's Goswami et al. You got Angela Lagno, Mohan Swaminathan, sorry, Venkataraman, Carrie is like the first name of this person, maybe, or this, I'm not sure, Carrie, why it says Carrie, Wendy Henry, I'm just not going to say the names, alright, it was filed in February, related to this application, which was the year before. Okay. So there is some kind of identity services, blockchain access layer, mailed ballot processor, tokenizer vault. And remember, in California, they didn't ask us anything about who we were. I mean, I think we had to put down our address. So this is just going to show you. Now, I remember, because there's so many dead people that they're finding voting, do you remember a long time ago, I found this in the city of Los Angeles? There was like this roster of dead people that they were using. It was around, because I was injured the first time in 2015. I mean, obviously it's a lifelong injury what they did to me, but I'm saying, like, I was injured with knives, like literally cutting out body parts that day. All right. And right around that time, I think on the same day, there was a Malaysian aircraft that supposedly went down that they could never find, right? So in the city of Los Angeles, if you look in there, there's a portal that you can see things. They had all of these dead people, and they were thanking people for giving them these people, to use for something. What are they using them for? So if LA City, Eric Garcetti, IPA, I've told you all this stuff, who's dirty, who's extremely dirty, who's dirtier than dirty, who hates women, all this, I've told you, right? But if you just look at the ballots, why are they bragging about and thanking God for, 5,000 or however many it was, dead people? So they're getting these dead Social Security numbers, dead people, and they're using them for some purpose. What is that purpose? I don't know. I don't know what the purpose is, but it reminded me when I heard about this. So in California, you can just keep you can register up till the day of. This one's giving a limit of what you can on the election. But this is 2017. Just going through. Show my vote. Registered scan ballot. Election D. I mean, in California, if you registered as a Republican and you understand what's happening in California, that guy, what is his name? Devin Nunes got in. Okay, he's a huge Trump supporter and one of Trump's biggest allies. Now, how could he get in a state that's totally blue? I don't understand it. Devin Nunes got back into his seat, and I'm just wondering if you guys are understanding that I voted for President Trump in California, which puts a target on my back, but I've already had a target. They already wanted what they wanted. So you can look at this. If you want, just look up, Donald Trump or blockchain patents for the election. Thank you for sending this to me. It's like, there's supposed to be an issue of a random alpha number token engine. And I did get a, like a receipt from voting, and I should check if it has anything, like that on it. I don't remember it having anything like that, but it could. Maybe it does. Okay. So this, I'm just, some of these, let's just go to the legal language of it right down here. There's a lot to read if you guys want to read it. But what I think they should be doing is when you walk in, unfortunately, I think they need to look at your photograph on your, I'm saying unfortunately because they shortened my head. So even like when I was driving for Lyft, they kept saying, that's not your head. It's not your head. Because my head was actually a different size. But other than me, most people are the same, their head is the same size as it is on their driver's license. So show the driver's license and then put you in some form of scanner. This is interesting. Description of related art. Cryptographic elements such as blockchains. So it's really interesting if you read it because the related art under trademark law has a very wide legal meaning. So, I was always looking at my sister's trademarks and my father's trademarks because they can have related art underneath that. And I'm sure that they did. They're absolutely criminals, those two. So anyway, voters generally wish to be able to vote for elected officials or other issues in a manner that's convenient and secure. Further, those holding elections wish to be able to ensure that election results have not been tampered with and that the results actually correspond to the votes that were cast. In some embodiments, a blockchain allows the tracking of the various types of necessary data in a way that is secure and allows others, this doesn't, description of related art, it just doesn't say that much, right? In some embodiments, first database has no come on. It's weird. It's just the way it's written is so weird. I'm not going to read this, but this is like, it shows that it was in, they had one of these in 2017, then in 2019. So I think that they already have this, right? And if you go back, he's showing some more things too. Sauceman, thank you. Look, DHS government news, election auditing tool. Okay, so they did some kind of election auditing tool. He's got an election, President Trump did an election security executive order. And I think because he was getting, when I talk to people who are Democrats, they actually believe, after all of the evidence to the contrary, that the Russians are why he won the election. Which is like, to me, if anyone was tampering with anything, it was not on his side. That's just my opinion. Right? But he did this anyway to make sure that it's a fair system, right? An executive order. Today's executive order demonstrates administration's continued commitment to securing our nation's election infrastructure. As I have said, on numerous occasions, election security is national security, and any attempt to interfere in our democratic institutions is